Welcome back to Nino Kuni 2. So before we go to the Forest of Njal, there's something I want to show off here.
Okay. A new higgledy wrapper to see?
No. I'm just gonna go back to the store.
Oh, a llama.
Oh yes,
yeah. Actually, it's a alpaca, Jova. They have their own species names.
They have such soft. What's the name?
Here we go. Because since I have the Day 1 DLC set, I have the Cat King's Claw, which is a really powerful sword for Evan, that you can get right at the beginning for 1 gil.
And the Dragon too.
I never got the point of Day 1 DLC these days.
It's usually tied to pre-orders, Jova. It's something to incentive pre-orders. Depending on the companies involved, these ranges to cosmetic to other type of bonuses.
Well, that makes me feel any better, Jova. These weapons are nowhere near even close to being the strongest ones. Trust me, even if you don't have this DLC.
This is something that this type of pre-order, particular special weapon, is something I think also the Tales of franchise did.
Oh yeah, so I didn't finish explaining this in the last part, Tales, if you don't mind. Notice how when I'm switching swords with Evan, he's in that, but when I switch to the wand, he's changes to the wand. When I'm dressing him, in terms of armor and shoes and shit, he's just standing up and shit. So like Teo said, like the characters change poses depending on what you're equipping on them. But well, here's the thing, Jova. You know how in Revenant, if you get the DLC stuff, you're basically invincible. Not in this game though. Like the weapons do give you an extra little boost of stats in the beginning of the game, but it's not for too long. Eventually you'll get to a point where the weapons are too weak and you'll have to rely on actual in-game items. It just makes like the first 3 chapters or so a bit easier, more like. It's not that much of a deal. And even if you don't have them, trust me, the game is perfectly playable without them. Yeah,
I know why Day 1 DLC is the thing. What I'm saying is, like, well, conceptually though, I'm sorry. I mean, I don't give leniencies to any Day 1 DLC. Like, well,
sure,
I get that sometimes it's not as bad, but it still is an issue though. Like, I mean, essentially though, you're gonna wall off people who don't buy a game absolutely full price from it. In the best of cases, in the worst of cases, and mind you, this is worst of cases, so say the producer, people will probably get it later, or people will then resort to getting an emulated version of your game just so they can get the Day 1 DLC. I mean,
question, Pedro.
Yes, sure.
Was this DLC made available at a later time?
Not as of yet, at least.
That I hate more than the concept of Day 1 DLC, because that's just bullshit.
Tell me about it. It's like, I mean, no matter what company does it, unless they make it available later on, I'm sorry, I don't respect that practice. Like, well, it's consumer hostile. It becomes consumer hostile always at some point, and it's really just exclusion unless you shell out money. God be danged if you want to maybe wait stuff out, or, hey, maybe even see if the game's actually good before buying it.
Or maybe, people who aren't able to pre-order everything they want.
Yeah.
I understand.
So, weapons. Eggs,
well, Jova, in that case, you would hate the DLC in Revenant, considering, like I said, the DLC makes you invincible, even to the harder stuff.
Is it Day 1 DLC?
No, it's just DLC that's released at the same time as the game. But basically,
okay, that's different. I mean, Day 1 DLC is the one that's locked behind, getting it the first day. Like, DLC that comes out the same day can show some bouts of laziness, but, that's
the problem, Joe, is that for those kind of games, it's practically boosters, not even particular weapons. It's like something like 15 plus levels.
Oh, I get that. But if it's accessible to everyone, no matter what the date, then it doesn't share the same problems I have with Day 1 exclusive DLC.
Well, I don't know, Jova. Compared to other, this type is something that for this thing, it's something that I actually complain about depending on the type. If it's a weapon, I may want to understanding instead of a case of actual simple, boosters.
Oh, don't you want to finish first, or?
No, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the Sky Pirates, what?
Njal.
No, Jova said something. Sorry.
I was about to say...
Despite using proper tidy bit of real estate, Evan lad, you couldn't have found a better spot for your kingdom.
If you say so.
Alright then.
Anyway, you were saying to you?
No, it's simple as that. But I don't have that much respect for boosters DLC compared to weapons are one thing, but instead actually have the game be outright, especially for RPG, be skipped for you just because you fork money. That's actually something I don't get behind.
Oh yeah,
That kind of stuff I just don't. I just choose not to buy because.
Java, your phone.
But, yeah.
Hello.
Oh, another skirmish.
Jova, not for nothing,
Jova,
but
you need to mute.
thank you. Anyway.
Yeah.
So,
Ladies and gentlemen, the behind the scenes of Square Comms to his phone calls.
so I take that a couple of skirmishes are unlocked after the first one, but just, for...
Yes,
you
there's
to
various
random.
skirmishes all over the world map. You can use them to grind XP for your troops.
Oh hey, it's the Dark Knight mouse. Only he's
Actually,
been
no, it's a
reskinned.
Manticore.
That's what I mean. He's reskinned. Basically, he's got a top like a center thing, sort of like the mouse Dark Knight turned into, but it's a different beast. It's a
No,
fancy
this
new
is
color.
better than a simple palette swap, I guess.
Oh, absolutely.
All right,
yeah.
I mentioned Tainted Monsters in the previous part. Now it's
And
time
yes,
to
Liz,
talk
I know
about them.
about the
What
accent.
the hell is that?
Go ahead, Jova.
What's wrong with that monster? It seems different from the others.
You're right.
It'll tear your head off as soon as it look at you.
Jesus.
Oopsie.
The ones with that weird aura around them are kind of infected with evil.
Gee, I never got that vibe from the.
So it's like in Monster Hunter 4.
Yes. Well, actually, there is an end plot explanation for why they're going like this, but we haven't seen. We'll see it eventually.
Well, for me, it's more of the point that in video games, if something is that kind of purple, it's generally evil.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. See, purple is often the color of evil.
That's
Red,
Here's
red
the
is a bit of an odd case.
Allow me
Red
to basically
sometimes is
explain
evil,
what-
Sometimes it's good stuff. Go on, Pedro.
Allow me to explain what the basics of Tainted Monsters. They're basically optional bosses. They're incredibly super-powered versions of monsters you fight in the
Field.
in the field. And the the toughest
Hold on.
battles in the game, at least as of yet, because I haven't played the story expansions yet, because they're not out yet.
I wouldn't go near. Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah, I think the characters are saying it themselves. Or if you're brave or particularly stupid.
Basically, it's your own risk.
Think.
Bravely stupid.
I think you mean
Aha! So that'll be the name of the third game.
I think-
Bravely Stupid Third.
I think you mean that there's a fine line between bravery and stupidity.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Tainted monsters are monsters that have been infected by. Yeah. Basically, Teo, it's from this particular element that you get the hardest bosses in the game, because the hardest bosses in the game come from these things. It's
Okay.
like they can be the later ones, the ones that go from level 50 and upward, can be a real bitch. Why? Even if you are at the same level as the monsters are, their stats are incredibly overpowered. So you're going to have to master the combat system if you want to take them
Are
down.
all of them just a powered up version of regular monsters where you can feel, or can get, like, for example, late on, like some unique cases?
Yes, you can. You can. There you go. Here's one. Storm. See, there you go. We can actually see some of them. Some of the reason not all of them are available as of yet is because some of them are actually part of side quests. So.
Okay. Well, it makes sense.
And when you beat the first 50, 10 more unlock. So, and the final one is at level 99.
So in other words, get good.
In fact, I'll show off the Tainted Monster boss theme, because they actually have their own boss theme.
Oh, the game is even that generous to tell you one last time to back off.
Yeah,
It tells you the level.
yeah, and and you'll see right there, Jova, at the left of the life bar.
You're well leveled. You're level 29 and it's level 22.
Not just that.
Still giving you a hard time.
Not just that, Jova, but notice at the left of the life bar, that's his type, so you know. Anyway,
the slimy, I think.
Oh yeah, it's slippery.
it's a slime it's a slime monster. Basically, this is taking a cue from the Dragon Quest games where they have slimes, and well, then again, Final Fantasy also has flans.
Slimes are a common part of RPG monsters anyway, so...
To the point
in
where they're
general.
even parodied.
Yeah. I'm just saying because I'm a Dragon Quest fan, and Dragon Quest is the one that kind of invented that. So.
Well, yeah, again, Dragon Quest. No,
well, yeah, remember Dragon Quest 1 pretty much created the JRPG genre as we know it today, basically.
Yeah,
well, I'd say more like it renovated it because it did
not
take
just that,
some keys.
Dragon Quest just simply chose to make the slimes, the Stein type of monster, iconic and as a flagship of its title, for example. But slimes are as common as the first gelatin cube.
Notice how tiny is almost. Even though I'm over leveled for them, like I'm above his level,
it's still giving you a hard time.
Yeah. So you can imagine what it's like to fight a level 99 super duper monster.
Let me guess, you just got a dodge.
Yeah, oh no, trust me, Jova. There's a particular tainted monster in Ding Dong Dell later in the post game, where you basically have to master your timing with the dodge roll, because pretty much every Kamehameha thing that thing throws at you, basically it's a one-hit kill. So basically, master the dodge roll so you can get the fuck out of the way. Oh, and the roll and learn clarity of purpose.
See, in games like this, I've learned initially how to dodge well because, you see, back in, let's say, way back in the early 2000s when Kingdom Hearts was new, when I played that game, I really was not adept with JRPG, so I didn't really know the whole thing about building up attack or defense, or heck, I wasn't even really that in tune with leveling up. For me, it was just hit the enemy till they died. So basically, I had to learn to be incredibly good with dodging because I never really focused on building up my stats here and there.
So I can imagine Atlantica was a nightmare to you, Jova.
Yeah.
On proud mode, yeah.
It's
and mind you,
despite their difficulty, it's totally worth going after them because you get a lot of money and great rewards.
So, Tio had a hard time with Atlantica yourself, I'm guessing?
Yes and no. More like in a fact that during my first run, it just gave it a pass by. But it is annoying, and the HD collection actually gives you at least the luxury of potentially a Leaf Bracer if you chose wisely up until that point. Not with the original though.
One of the primary reasons why the gameplay in this game is so fun is because it adds layers. It adds layers. It has layers, but it keeps itself focused and simple enough so you always understand what you're doing and how you should proceed about things.
It's diabolically genius. It's marketing-wise diabolically genius in a positive way.
Yep, and its combat is very nice, free, and fluid. It's a game that basically says, okay, don't get hit enough times. You can dodge. Do with that what you will.
Not just that, you can also guard. No, it's the Forest of Y'all.
So, Pedro, what kind of guard are we talking about? The kind that absorbs damage, or the kind where you basically take a little bit less damage?
Less damage. Well, Jove, if the guard gave you 0 damage, it would break the game.
Was somebody good enough to time it? Then again,
I guess that you could have implemented something like Lightning Returns, where if you dodge it right the very second before the attack hits you, you get all damage. But as far as I can tell, no, there's nothing in that.
I remember this from one of our streams.
Go ahead. Sorry,
Jova. Notice he's doing on that tree. It's covered in them.
Sure.
This is bird.
Oh, go ahead, Whips.
That writing. There's those weird squiggles that you saw over in Gold Paw, right?
The writing's on the wall here.
Indeed.
Gold Paw?
Oh, I love Gold Paw. You'll see, Roland.
It's a kingdom on the other side of the forest. There are even more people there than in Ding Dong Dell.
Yeah, for some reason, that's not the capital Cat City.
Never mind all that now. Something fishy's afoot. I can smell it in the air. We best take a leg and find old Dale.
Is that your pirate's intuition speaking?
Or is that just about a catfish?
There are some pretty big trees, huh?
Aye, lad. I'm not going to bother reading that because it goes by.
No, don't bother. Don't worry. None of those.
I shall read them still because I'm just that awesome.
Don't worry. None of those. Those are just little things that don't really matter in the grand scheme of things. They're just.
Okay.
No. Don't get me wrong. I'm not excusing the game for. They should have given us more time.
Whoa! One at a time, guys. One at a time.
How did you get 9 billion credits? You didn't hack the game, did you?
Yes, I did. Well, the primary reason to is because there's when I get to the kingdom building part, there's going to be a lot of grinding to do. So I'm basically, don't worry, I'm still not I'm not giving myself way too much stuff. I'm just basically giving myself infinite money so that I can get over the grinding process, just for the sake of making the recording process easier for me.
Right. Anyway, but like I was saying, though, the way that those tiny inner dialogue things go, they're kind of like the extra bits where you can do in Layton, you know. Basically, I mean, while they're not always integral to the story, they are quite a lot. There's quite a bit of good and funny dialogue in them. That's why I read them.
Sure. But I do agree, yes. They should have given us more time for those.
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm Floyd. I'm Floyd. Come on, let me voice someone. Come on. Please, you have to let me get through. Now you can be this guy, Dwips.
Oh, well, it's just not that simple, you see.
Hey, Shira, get lost. We found a kitty. Oh, she's not here yet?
What's going on here?
She's burbed.
All right.
It looks like they're having some kind of disagreement.
That's an understatement. Well, I've no need of such things. I'm sorry, I don't know how else to say it. Fuck off!
No need of delicious fresh bread? Impossible. Inconceivable.
Does it look like we could eat bread to you?
You won't regret it, I promise. Please, you have to give me a chance.
No.
Excuse me?
Jova?
Is everything alright here?
Well, it's a little awkward, to be honest. This young fellow here says he wants to be Master Yar's personal chef, and he'd want to take no for an answer.
A chef. Are you thinking what I'm thinking too? I most certainly will not. I came here to work. wait. King Evan, you're alive?
I'm not a king anymore. I was deposed.
Shut up, Tibbs. After all, I am to be a king.
I see. Sorry, go ahead.
I see you're a Grimalkin. Did you come all the way from Ding Dong Dell?
Hi, Pedro. Let me voice Evan.
Yes, yeah, sorry. My name's Floyd. I was trained to be a chef back home, but well, then the coup happened.
It's okay.
Well, if you're looking for a place to live, you're more than welcome to come to my new kingdom. We're going to build it out in the Heartlands.
Really? Oh, that would ever be so helpful. I was starting to get a little desperate. There you go. We find ourselves someone to make a restaurant for our kingdom. Yes, I could be your court chef. I only got as far as learning how to make bread, but it's ever got such good bread. I'm sure I'll learn more recipes soon. Wink, wink.
Come up with a new recipe.
Second thoughts about this.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Those eyes.
That sounds perfect. I shall look forward to finding out what delicious things you can come up with.
Notice Tani looking at Evan while he's being his kingly self.
She's totally into him.
No. It's not even just that, Jova. That was actually a subtle hint for a later conversation that we're gonna get in a moment.
Nice.
You'll see. It's something that I actually noticed in my second playthrough when I was recording for this. Thank you so much, Your Majesty. I'll see you in your new country. No, our new country soon. Goodbye for now. All right, Taya, we've recruited our first citizen.
Such patriotism.
Just hope he actually learns to cook stuff other than bread.
He will, Jova. He will. Basically, you can actually level up his cooking level. He actually does increase in level as well. Anyway.
Hi, you saved our bacon there, laddie. Who are worries we never get rid of the stubborn wee blight?
Yeah, is he Master Yar, presumably?
Yes.
Well, we're certainly not refuse ye an audience with that little favour.
Mm-hmm.
Through you go now.
Alright then. Alright, Dwibs. Alright, Dwibs. You'll be Nyal because I'm sure you'll love the fact that we have a master of the forest that doesn't give a shit about the environment.
Lovely.
Oh,
I was originally thinking of giving him to Teo, but considering that comment, I think
Master Yoda.
Master Yoda with a beard.
Care about the trees? I do not.
Yeah, sure. Give him Yoda's voice. Sure, that's actually a good idea. Go ahead.
Let me get this straight. You wanted to jump down a load of our trees and cut them off so we can make your daft-wee kingdom bigger?
Yes. I wouldn't call it daft if it's not even there yet.
Good luck with that, pal.
Fine.
Next time, is gonna send you some slutty wee urchin to do his dirty work. Tell your king to carry that scream himself, eh?
There you go, Dwebs. There you go.
This is awkward.
There you go, Dwebs. He agrees with you that he's too small to be a king.
I am the king.
Poor Evan.
I mean, to be fair,
Do you think I was born yesterday?
to be
Is my
fair,
optimism gone?
if David can do it, why can't Evan?
Sure.
Nope, I speak to your king and none of her, and I make no promises even then.
Heck, David killed some giant with a slingshot, and that got him to be
present to
king.
the Kingmaker, then.
Very good.
I
I
mean,
said I am the king.
He is. This is Kingmaker right there.
There you go, Teo. Once again.
Hello.
The game is
How
speaking.
do? My name's Lofty and I'm from Swansea.
This is a rare quality that Hino does. He's really good at anticipating the player's reaction.
Oh, that is funny.
I've met kings before. They've a certain something about them. Dignity and gravitas, if you will. A touch of class they have.
I'm basically Yoda with a Scottish accent.
Sure. Fine by me.
Lovely.
You don't see any of those things in me?
Here we go.
Aww.
Go ahead, Dwebs.
So Shira's back.
Oh, go ahead, Shira.
He's a very good king, I'll have you know. He used to be the ruler of Ding Dong Dell, but then some mice overthrew him.
Also,
Oh, look at that. She's already standing up for him. Wow.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this will endear
Well, he
us.
kind of saved our life, so there we go.
That too, yeah. Go ahead, Shira.
And now he's trying to build a whole new kingdom, and it's going to be amazing.
It's gonna
So
be
there.
great, I tell you.
Yeah.
Crikey, oh blimey.
That's a right old tale you've given upon Yoda.
So you're telling me you're young, Evan? The lad they were saying perished in the troubles of it. That's what we just said.
Well, Dwebs, he's a bit in shock at the whole
Choreo.
scenario.
Also, Dwebs. What
All
does
the
choreo?
RPG logic,
Also, Dwebs. Is that an actual expression? Choreo blimey?
Yes,
Yes.
it's basically an alteration of by God, basically.
No, well, I know
Yeah,
that.
really-
We use Blimey a lot, actually,
We
even
use,
now.
we use Blimey, yeah, but
Oh, Puggy is the one you wants to speak to.
I'm guessing this is Richard playing around with British expressions.
Well, Pedro, it is an actual real expression.
Yeah,
Sure.
Pugnacious.
Shira?
You mean is that nauseous or
Pugnacious.
nauseous?
Pugnacious.
Pugnacious.
Yeah, Pugnacious.
Pugnacious will be played by Teo.
Oh,
Pugnacious is a dog, isn't he?
Oh, very good, Shiroi. Very good.
I
Nah.
wonder what could have told you that.
Next, you'll be telling me Leo is a lion.
I was hoping Goldpo would be a cat city. This is bullshit.
Shiroi, we already have a cat kingdom. We need to have a dog kingdom for equality. Come on.
And the Dog Kingdom is just the good guys who will be helping us out.
Hashtag dog lives matter.
aye, it's cats and dogs free.
You invited me over for a wee shake in the old dice, and before I knew it, I'd lost my shirt.
Basically, Shiroi,
Got swindled.
basically, Shiroi, while you were gone, you missed a little moment where Evan recruited Floyd, who's a cat cook for our kingdom, so he's going to be our court chef. And
He's gonna be learning some new recipes along the way.
as for shadowing for that moment with Tani, she was looking, smiling at Evan while he was doing it. So apparently, Tani is already quite keen on defending Evan. It seems like.
I'm actually just quite happy that we're having a city full of pugs.
Oh, you like pugs?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
So
Teo.
those things on the trees, they're eviction notices.
Basically, what happened is
I need to take points for this.
basically Niall here lost the property of the forest, the ownership of the forest, in gambling in
Of course
Goldpaw.
he did.
Classic gambling story.
Our master of the forest, everybody. Go ahead, Teo. Dwebs.
And Zwibs.
Yeah.
I bet you've been bilking, old timer. The game's over and Gold Bar is said to be rigged to biggery.
True.
Note to self:
Aye,
turn on
they
brain.
are. Crooked as a dog's hind leg, the lot of them.
But yeah, your brain has to be turned on for you to give yourself
Ahead of
that
stage,
notice.
fixing dice game. If it's true, it's quite a scandal.
There you go.
Roland,
More
I got it.
politics.
I got it.
It's
Roland
just
did
like Las Vegas.
it. Roland did it.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Go ahead.
I have a
Dwebs and Teo.
proposition for you,
Go ahead.
Niall.
Yeah, I love the reaction on this at the end of this
Time to
conversation.
roll that diplomacy check. We need wood, lots of wood. If we get you to the forest back, Will you give us what we need?
Yeah.
And his reaction.
Are you joking? If you give me my forest back, I'll chop the trees down myself.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just not used to it. But the fact that we have a master of the forest be this completely, uncaring about nature.
Shit's unfair gully
I
on
mean,
so many levels.
okay.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hey,
Alright,
hey.
Leo.
To be fair, he's kind of got a point here. I mean, okay, first let's be honest. Trees are renewable. You chop them down, they can grow back. Secondly, he didn't even say all the trees. So hey, Ferngully, maybe, just because we chop down some doesn't mean we'll chop down all, actually thinking in the middle there.
Remember,
And
Jova,
three-
man is evil with no repercussions.
It also
no
works.
redeeming qualities whatsoever.
It also serves to add personality to what is a species in fantasy fiction that is usually portrayed as just the bland environmentalist type. Go ahead, Tail. You're that guy.
Oh, catch. There's a right nasty piece of work in waters around Capstan's being disturbing piece. Me and lads, I'm gonna track it down and give it a whopping good and proper life.
That's foreshadowing for a later subplot.
Side quest.
Someone named Ketch is planning something.
Basically, that
Oh, no comment.
that guy Catch is a shipbuilder, and so Tail can probably
a
guess.
carpenter.
So what, is he Ash Ketchum's missing father?
No.
So he likes twinning around with a walrus? No?
Sorry, Tail. No. But yeah, like I was saying, like the great thing is that I love about the way Niall is again, it makes him a lot more memorable than your typical master of the forest, who's all about the wonders of nature and how we should preserve and serve the trees and shit. Like
how
he
ironic
actually,
is
as a
it?
result, he actually feels more like an actual real individual.
Huh, how
Again, I'm
ironic,
not gonna lie,
Nick
this is one of
Overfire.
the first times I ever seen such a thing like this.
I know, right?
It's kind of ironic. By doing something that's not either extreme, doing something in the middle that normally you'd think would be just normal, it actually stands out more because not many stories seem to do that.
That's also the other thing, Jova. For so long, medias have gone
in
through
extremes.
Yeah, from one extreme to the other, that just by simply using some fucking common sense on the subject matter, it makes it so refreshing.
I know, right?
It's like in a comic book story, while having, for so many years, like super convoluted stories, sometimes having a simple one is actually refreshing.
True that. It's kind of why Sonic Colors, got praised back when it first came out. After all the needlessly complex or gloomy Sonic stories, we got one that was just a simple go-to, and that allowed the characters themselves to not fall into any plot holes and be smart. Yeah, that's a thing. When your other characters do just simple plots, it then takes away chances for them to be uberly stupid in a way that makes
There you go,
people face
Teo. Warping back to the world map, right there. That's the faster way to get out of a certain place. So once again, the fast travel completely eliminates unnecessary time wasting with backtracking.
Not just that, it maximizes the mobility. So basically, if you just want to go from one place to the other, now you have some of the most mobilities that you can get.
Like I was saying, it's also another thing. Like one earlier tale was mentioned, potential Kingmaker, and that's exactly what Roland said right after. Again, this is like what, the 5th time it's happened to us in a level 5 game. That's another thing that that's one thing that I like about Hino. Like it's a rare quality for a writer. He's really good at anticipating the player's reaction.
Well, that would make him predictable, but at least it's in a good way.
Alright, and there we go, now it's nighttime. Basically, the Kingdom of Goldpaw is placed in Autumnia. For those who don't remember, Autumnia was the continent where Hamlet was placed.
Hamelin, yeah.
So now this time, instead of Hamlet, which was the city of pigs, we have a city of dogs.
Sure.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh, so I guess you're just gonna... running out. Okay.
I got myself a new weapon. What do you think?
It's
again, I think I mentioned already, but again, I always appreciate level 5's weapon design. Appealing to the eye. Just say that. Even when it's rarely used, like in Yokai Watch, for example, it's still, when present, noticeable. That's why I also love these RPGs, because they give an opportunity to have so many different weapon types and then designs for them. It just looks so, good to see.
I didn't know better, Tio. I'd almost say you're so happy you're crying.
Nah, Jova. I'll save that for a scene that actually deserved that.
Wow.
I can tell you, Teo, that the ending of the Andropolis subplot is not only incredibly smart, but really touching. So you can look forward to that.
Oh, wait, hold on, everything.
What?
I see what you did there, Joe Hizashi. A little remix of the map theme from the first game. I just noticed in that queue there. It seems like the night themes are...
Well, yeah, Joe, but that's been a thing ever since the title screen. I mean, this game has the same main theme as the first one. This is basically the Nino Kuni main theme, the main theme of the series. So
yeah, but this one especially, it's like, well, it was also a throwback to the map theme from the last game.
True.
Anyway.
Alright, everybody. In the next part, we finally enter Gold Paw.
Alright.
See ya.
See ya.
See you then.
See ya.